Let's talk about China's $52 trillion debt. Yes, trillion. That's more than the economies of the US, Germany, and Japan combined. This isn't just a number, it's a ticking time bomb at the heart of the world's second-largest economy. For decades, China's economic miracle was fueled by borrowed money building cities, highways, airports, and bullet trains, all on credit. Local governments and state-owned companies went on a borrowing binge, obsessed with hitting sky-high GDP targets. Now the bill is coming due and the world is watching. When China sneezes, global markets could catch a cold. How did we get here? Think of it as a never-ending, state-sponsored shopping spree. The relentless push for growth has left China with a mountain of debt and a massive financial risk. This isn't just about China, it's about global stability. So what happens next? And could India, the world's fastest-growing major economy, be heading down a similar path? Let's break it down. China's debt-to-GDP ratio is 300%. What does that mean? Imagine earning $50,000 a year but owing $150,000. That's China, but on a national scale. Some debt is normal. It helps build infrastructure and grow economies. But at 300%, debt starts suffocating growth. China isn't just buying a house. It's financing a fleet of gold-plated Lamborghinis it can't afford. The danger? A debt spiral. Borrowing more just to pay interest on old loans. When lenders get nervous, they stop lending or raise rates, risking a financial crisis. This 300% figure isn't just a statistic, it's a warning sign. China's growth was built on borrowed money, and now the foundation is cracking. The government is spending more just to manage debt, leaving less for everything else. If something goes wrong, the collapse could be sudden and painful. You can see China's debt crisis in real life. Just look at the ghost cities. Massive developments with skyscrapers and malls, but nobody lives there. Local governments borrowed huge sums to build these, hoping people would come. They didn't. Worse, many buildings are tofu dregs, shoddy, crumbling soon after completion. People invested life savings in apartments that are literally falling apart. The banks, mostly state-owned, fueled this binge, lending trillions to projects that never made sense. Now, with property giants like Evergrande defaulting, banks are stuck with bad loans. We've seen rural banks freeze withdrawals, sparking protests, clear signs of stress. These aren't isolated incidents, they're symptoms of a system addicted to debt-fueled growth. The result? Waste, corruption, and a shaky foundation beneath the economic miracle. It's a warning of what happens when growth is disconnected from real needs. Could this happen to India? Let's compare. China's growth was top-down, state-led, fast, but prone to massive waste. India's is bottom-up, messy, slow, but more organic and responsive to real demand. We don't have ghost cities because our bureaucracy slows things down, sometimes a blessing. India's debt to GDP is about 170%, much healthier than China's. Our debt is mostly government-held, which is safer, and our private sector is less leveraged. After cleaning up bad loans, our banks are stronger. But we have our own challenges, a huge need for infrastructure, and the temptation to borrow big. Political interference in lending can still lead to bad decisions. Our system isn't perfect, but it has built-in checks that help prevent runaway debt. We're not immune to risk, but our economic DNA is different. The key is to stay smart and avoid the lure of easy debt-fueled growth. So, what's India's cheat code? It's not about avoiding debt but using it wisely. Focus on quality growth. Invest in projects with real returns, not just flashy numbers. Empower the private sector and keep banks healthy. Loans should be based on merit, not politics. Invest in people, education, skills, and healthcare are our real superpower. China built with concrete. India's strength is its young, dynamic population. Don't waste our demographic dividend. China's story is a cautionary tale. Shortcuts lead to dead ends. India's path may be slower and messier, but it's rooted in democracy and resilience. The goal isn't to be the next China, but the first India, built on talent, not debt. That's a future worth building.